See, it's not about being single-minded, focused, grinding at one thing over and over and over and over and over and over again for weeks on end until you fix the issue. That's just not realistic for most people. It's just the effort applied in any one game that matters the most.
One thing that I really struggle with sometimes is like focusing on like a single aspect of my gameplay, because like I feel like there's like 100 things that I should be working on, and I know I gotta focus on one, and that's the best way to go about it. But like I can't not think about other stuff as well. And
Sure. So that's a very common problem. It's what I would say you're blessed with knowledge or cursed with knowledge, where you know a lot. Maybe you've been watching some of my channel. Maybe you're just a smart player. Maybe you've been watching some other educational stuff. And so you have like all these ideas flowing on your head. You're very self-aware of your own mistakes maybe. And so you're thinking that like there's like 7 or 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different things that need to work on for each character. And the problem is you're right. You're 100% right that you have weaknesses in every aspect. The challenge though is because you're aware of these things, you're creating sort of like an ADHD learning environment where nothing feels like you're ever able to give it enough attention to actually improve at it, right? It feels like today I'm bad at this, and tomorrow I'm bad at this, and I need to worry about this, but I also need to worry about this. And so you go into every game and it's a total jumble. There's no consistent theme, there's no mission, there's no guidance, and so you don't actually improve. This is actually a common mistake with a lot of coaches, even in all the way to Overwatch League, where their VOD reviews, for example, will be like so many different themes that you walk away from it. You just feel like there's so many information just thrown in your head, but there's no like consistent mission. And so you need a mission for yourself, right? Now, the tricky part is one of the mistakes that I made early on when I was ranking up is that I would give myself one goal to practice, right? Because I was smart, right? I knew what I was doing, right? But the problem is I'd give myself a goal to work on for like a week and a half, and I got so bored. And I also I couldn't think about it for longer than like a day, because I knew that I started to think about the other stuff I wasn't supposed to think about, right? No, focus on your positioning. Stop thinking about your cooldown. Something, but no. And it was like, because all I could see was those other mistakes, right? So here's what I learned. First off, it depends on the person. Some people don't actually struggle with that. Some people can work on just their positioning and their cover usage for a whole week and not get distracted and not get bored. I envy those people. I am not one of them. I get distracted easily. I want to focus on all the different things at once, right? So what I learned is that for many people, it's okay and even desirable to work on one thing per day or even one thing per game. So look at it this way. You load into a game as Echo on Circuit Royale. You're playing Echo in Circuit Royale. You're crazy, right? That's a hard matchup, let's say. You go into that match and you're like, I've been really, really bad at getting copy value. Like I just don't put any thought into my copy value. So this one game, I'm going to put all my energy, as much as my focus I possibly can, that as soon as I get to my ultimate, I can think about whatever I want. But when I get my ultimate, my priority is in setting up that ultimate. Finding out who am I copying, when am I copying, am I going in aggressively and finding a copy? Is there something in particular I'm looking to copy? And you give all your attention, and you just do that for that one game.
Really?
Just the one game.
Just the one game?
Just the one game. Because you know what? That's all you need. Because you go into the next game, you get a Tracer game. Okay, what do I want to practice with Tracer? You can have like a list of 25,000 things that you want to work on. That's fine, as long as you go into the game and you choose one of them. And so what ends up happening is that's how you use that like lack of focus, by picking different things each game. See, it's not about being single-minded, focused, grinding at one thing over and over and over and over and over and over again for weeks on end until you fix the issue. That's just not realistic for most people. It's just the effort applied in any one game that matters the most.
Yeah, the worst about the worst you can do, and I'm guilty of this. I think it's like just autopilot.
That's it.
Like you kind of like surface level work on stuff, but you're not like really focused.
Exactly.
100% energy.
And that's the worst case scenario.
That matters.
Right. Yeah. That's the worst case scenario, because you surface level do everything and you don't do anything. So what you do is you dig really deep. You focus really hard for just one game at one thing. And then you hopefully are able to do that the next game. But the fun thing is that I'm saying is that you can mix up every game what you're working on.
Yeah, working on positioning for like a week,
it's just not going to work. Now, the reason why I learned that this works so well is not just because the ADHD brain and yada, 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 but the reason why is because it's fun, it's more engaging. And the other thing too is I realized this in my Zenyatta. I realized that when I was playing it to double sniper, the emphasis on using cover was so much more important than using my transcendence.
Else.
So if I was working on my trance usage and I'm playing into a double sniper composition, it just wasn't that good practice because the trance usage just wasn't that important. And then all of a sudden I'm playing into dive and I'm like, all right, I got to really be thoughtful about my trance usage and, like the distance that I'm playing, So it's like, it felt like me trying to force myself to work at something for a week. There was a lot of games where it just felt like it wasn't all that important. And so I didn't really practice it, right? So what that does is that allows you to look at the map, look at the composition, look at what you're feeling and be like, yeah, I really feel like I need to practice this game or this map. Or like, I've noticed recently I've been kind of slipping with my CD usage as that goes. So today I'm really going to work on my CD usage, or this game I'm really going to work on my CD usage. So give yourself a little bit of flexibility. And even if you're only able to give yourself full focus for a couple of fights per game before you autopilot, that's still okay. That's still you're still going to improve with that because that's still better than autopiloting for an entire game, trying to work on 25 different things at once.